lalo dito sa may ukay-ukay, Mr. Chair, not a single penny being paid. Not a single penny. Kumikita lang dito yung operator. And alam ng BIR, alam ng customs, andyan, nagkalat. Gala-gala kayo kahit sa lugar. Oo nga, kasi abot ka ng mga mahirap. Pero isipin din natin na namamatay din yung ating garment industry because they cannot compete. Itong mga ukay-ukay, napakamura. So itong mga local manufacturer ng RTWs, they can no longer compete. Some of them shut down. Paano tayo hindi ma-high blood dito, Mr. Chair? Libre ang importation ng kahit anong produkto. And then kapag nire-export, libre, exempted sa corporate tax. Sana ma. Thank you, Mr. Chair. The reason why I attended today's hearing kasi nakita ko sa resolution nabanggit doon special economic zone. And that's where I'm very interested in. Kasi po, ginagago tayo for the longest time nitong mga locator sa special economic zone. And I'll tell you later how and why. Mr. Chair, meron ba tayo na-invite dito ng mga taga Bureau of Customs? Kasi Bureau of Customs and BIR are conniving para proliferate itong mga bogus na locators, and they're not paying taxes. They import products, raw materials, free of duties and taxes with the precondition that those raw materials will be re-exported. But hindi po na-re-export. Paper export lang po ang nangyari. And then, binibenta dito locally yung mga finished product or sometimes yung raw materials. And yung mga importers, supposed to be, kikita yung bayan natin dahil sa kanilang income tax. Pero paano? Namomonitor ba ng BIR? Itong mga may-ari ng locators? How does the BIR monitors these locators? Kasi the only time that we make money, the country makes money is through the income tax being paid by these locators. In fact, I have list here of some companies na may violation na sa BIR and I need to know ano na ang nangyari sa mga kasong ito. And I need from the BIR a list of these locators na padalahan ng LOA, Letter of Authority. Ano ang follow-up? May nangyari ba o nagkaaregluhan? Ang LOA, Mr. Chair, dito nagiging talamak ang korupsyon. Pinapadala ng sulat ang earring company o locator para pumunta sa opisina ng BIR, magpakita ng mga dokumento na siya ay nagbayad at nag-comply sa requirement ng BIR para magbayad ng tamang buwis. At pagdating doon sa BIR, nagkakaregluhan. That's why I need a list of those companies that were issued LOA and what happened to it. I need a list of those. And then, gusto ko rin po malaman kung meron ng mga nakasuhan na napadala ng letter of authority. Meron na bang nakasuhan o hanggang warning lamang? Kung may nakasuhan, anong nangyari sa kasong yon? Another issue, Mr. Chair, na gusto ko i-raise ay yung ukay-ukay na pumapasok sa PEZA, Special Economic Zone, declared as raw materials to make rugs or to recycle rugs. Pero wag ka, ang laman noon, ukay-ukay. Libre sa buwis. Ni singkong duling walang binabayad na buwis. And then, mind you, yung ukay-ukay na yon, those are discarded second-hand or used clothing sa ibang bansa, Hong Kong, Japan, US, Canada, Australia. Yung po yung mga basura na ng mga damit. na imbis na i-recycle, meron kasi mga scheduled for discarding used clothing sa iba't ibang bansa at pinipick up para i-recycle, pero instead na i-recycle, pinapadala itong basura. We have PD 2033 in 1986 na sinasabing bawal ang pagpasok ng used clothing sa bansa. We have RA 4653 na sinasabing bawal ang pagpasok ng mga used clothing sa bansa except to donate sa mga victims ng calamities. At bakit nagkalat itong ukay-ukay sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas? And BIR and Customs not doing about it. May kinikita ba tayo, BIR? Alam niyo ba kung sinong nagpapasok nito mga ukay-ukay? Ni Singkong Duling, wala kinikita tayo dito. That's why I passed a resolution, a bill na para buwesan na itong ukay-ukay para pagkakitaan naman ng ating gobyerno. But for now, I challenge the BOC and the BIR do something. Kaya nga pinagbawal yan, alam niyo itong batas na ito, dahil it can cause diseases. Those are used clothing. Yun ay mga tinapon na sa basurahan. Tinapon na yan sa dumpsters. At pinulot ng mga magagaling na Pilipino sa ibang bansa at may contact sila para i-ship dito libre. Ito po, Mr. Chair. I need to ask the BIR directly right now. Victoria Wave Special Economic Zone dyan sa may Caloocan. And in October 2021, July 13, excuse me, pumunta po yung mga taga-BIR para inspect itong binanggit kong kumpanya dahil sa tad-tad na violation. Ang tanong, ano na nangyari doon sa pagbisita ng BIR noong July 13 dito sa company ito, OPMC? Meron ba isang matapang dito? Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Senator Raffy. I apologize, Your Honor. We don't have the information right now, but we are already asking the concerned Revenue District Office, which conducted the investigation, to provide us information, and we will provide the committee once the data or information are available.
Meron pang isa. Si Commissioner Romeo Lumagul Jr., he was the one who inspected the factories inside the One Subic Premier Manufacturing Corporation. Okay? At marami siyang nakitang tad-tad na violation. What happened to that inspection? Anong naging resulta? Show it to us. Show it to us na hindi moro-moro lang yung ginawa niyang mga inspeksyon. Kasi, Mr. Chair, meron po ako suggest. Siguro, it's about time the Congress and the Senate should have an oversight committee na lahat ng LOA na ini-issue ng BIR at Bureau of Customs, kinakailangan monitored natin. Kasi dito sa letter of authority, ang kumikita lamang yung earring officials, yung earring companies na napadala ng LOA at yung agency nag-issue ng LOA. Example, Mr. Chair. Ang deficiency is 1 million. For the sake of argument, lilitan ko lang. 1 million, papadala ng LOA. Magre-report kayo na padala ng LOA. Sasabihin, boss, yung 1 million hindi ko kaya, etc., etc. Sasabihin ng agency na padala ng LOA, magkano kaya mo? Boss, ang kaya ko lang is 20,000. Dagdagan mo, boss, ang kaya ko lang 100, last. O sige, yung 900 discounted na. Pero yung 100,000, 50 for you and 50 for the government. Maghati yung agency at kung sino man nagpadalang LOA at sasabihin yung kalahati, kahit papaano, may resibo, kikita ang gobyerno. Ganon po yung kalokohan sa LOA. Alam niyo po itong taga-BIR at taga-Bureau of Customs. That's the reason what I would like to happen, Mr. Chair, you being the chairman committee, and I'm being the vice, na dapat magkaroon na talaga. Sir, excuse me, I'm talking. Paano ako makakonsentrate, sir, kung nagsalita ka na ano ako? Okay. Well, then, you want to talk? Go ahead, sir. Okay. Sa Ways and Means Committee, Mr. Chair, siguro it's about time mag-create tayo ng tinatawag na oversight to make sure lahat po ng LOA ay legit, hindi po ginagamit para lamang mangikil, para magamit lamang sa korupsyon. And we have a member of the PEZA here, Mr. Terezo. Okay. Ano po kayo dun sa PEZA?
Sir, I am the Director General of PEZA.
Ilan po ang locator sa PEZA ninyo?
There's about more than 3,000 locator
3,000. Now, don't tell me, dyan sa 3,000 locators ninyo, walang violators dyan na flag down ng customs at BIR. Don't tell me. Meron, tama? Mali.
Well, we have been receiving copies of the laws issued by BIR and BOCs. So we're willing to
Kaya nga,
coordinate
so
with
what
them.
happened to those LOAs?
Wala pa akong feedback from the
See?
issuances.
You see, Mr. Chair? Ano na nga sa mga LOAs? Wala pang feedback. Wala pa kasi nagkaaregluhan na. At alam mo yung sinasabi kanina, Mr. Pangap, mag-import ng raw materials free of duties and taxes with the condition na yan i-re-export. At doon kikita ang gobyerno dahil magpa-file ng income tax yung may-ari ng locator. Kaya dapat BIR, lahat na may-ari ng locator, minumorto ninyo. Yung ini-import ng, tuturuan ko kayo, kuha kayo ng ballpen na papel. Hindi ako nabibiro. Get a pencil and paper. Lahat na mga ini-import na mga locator, kasi free of duties and taxes yan. I'll give an example. Mag-export ng 1 million worth of, say, tela para gawin ng long sleeve. Kasama sa tela dyan, kung ilang yarda, nandyan yung butones, sinulid, etc. 1 million. Sa kondisyon yan ay i-re-export after na magawa na. Pero wag ka, hindi i-re-export yan. Kasi nga, wala nga naman talagang silang processing factory in the first place. At bakit na-aprobahan ng customs? Now, dapat yan, sa scheduled re-exporting ng finished product, nandyan dapat yung BIR, binubuksan yung container. Tama? At kung nakalusot man yan, yung may-ari ng locator, tatanungin mo, yung pinasok mo na worth 1 million na raw materials, may records dyan, may computation kayo dapat dyan, kung magkano yan kapag naging finished product na. Finished products, those materials. And then magkano maging income tax ng locator. Ganun lang po kasimple. Kaso, Mr. Chair, hindi nangyayari eh. Kaya dapat, it's time that we have to revisit our law regarding these locators because it's being abused. It's being abused. Meron pang isang locator dito sa may bandang Caloocan. Mr. Chair, paano tayo hindi ma-high blood dito, Mr. Chair? Libre ang importation ng kahit anong produkto. And then kapag nire-export, libre, exempted sa corporate tax. Sana ma. Saan ka nakita niyan? At pwede pa sila makadiscount sa mga empleyado. Andito lahat. We have to revisit this law that created these locators. Ulitin ko, libre tax, walang duties and taxes sa pagpasok ng raw materials para gawing finished product. Ang raw materials na yon. Pag na-export na, halimbawa talagang na-export, ang kikitain lang sana ng gobyerno sa income tax ng kumpanya na yon. Pero, in-exempt natin yung corporate income tax. And adding insult to injury, pati sa mga empleyado, allowed sila na magkaroon ng discount sa bayad. Pwede sila mag-underpay. Totoo yan. And I have proof. We have to revisit that law. Kaya nga po, ang ibig sabihin, marami mga locators sa Pilipinas, sa different special economic zone, na nabigyan ng permit na hindi dapat sapagkat wala silang processing plant. Kasi ang condition yan, the raw materials are imported free of taxes and duties for you to process it into finished product para ma-re-export at kikita ng Pilipinas. Pero how can they process that when they don't have a planta? And alam yan, nyo dyan sa SBMA, alam ng BIR, alam ng Bureau of Customs. Naglulukuhan tayo. We have to stop this. Kailangan maimbestigahan talaga to, Mr. Chair. Itong mga free special economic zone, dito po talamak, billions and billions of pesos every year ang nawawala sa gobyerno, andyan sa special economic zone. Ang kumikita lang yung mga smuggler at ilan mga taga-customs at BIR. Mr. Chair, sana po magkaroon pa ng isang hearing na next time patawag po natin ang Bureau of Customs. Last question lang po sa mga taga-BIR since nandito kayo. Ilan na po ang mga LOA na issue ninyo sa mga locators? How many LOAs? Magkano pong pinakamataas na diferensya? At ano po nangyari doon? I need a list.
Mr. Chair,
Can you provide us?
Senator Rafi, we will include that information po when we submit the requested information next hearing or as soon as possible. As soon as
And then
we get the information.
You should have a list of all the locators in the whole Philippines.
Yes, yes, sir.
Libo yan. So, ang tanong ko sa iyo, meron ba kayong way para ma-monitor kung ilan itong mga locators na ito, nasaan sila?
The investment promotion agencies are mandated to submit the list of locators in their respective jurisdictions. So we can have that list, Your Honor.
And then, paano nyo po na-monitor na itong mga locators na ito ay nagbabayad ng buwis? Is there a way for you to monitor that?
Yes, sir. They are along with the one of the information that they have to submit to BIR are tax payments. So we can have that also.
Nadudoktor naman po yung tax payments. I'll tell you what, Mr. Balastre III, pag sa scheduled exportation nila ng kanilang finished products, alam naman ng Bureau of Customs, puntahan nyo, especially itong mga high-valued, sinasabing raw materials na pinasok ng walang tax na binayad. Yung scheduled exportation nila, puntahan nyo, pabuksan nyo yung container. 10 out of 10, walang laman yung container. Kung meron man, basura. Kaya ang tawag dyan, ghost exportation or paper exportation. Totoo yan. Halos karamihan, hindi na lumalabas ng bansa. Kung meron man, kalahati lang, pero yung kalahati, naibenta na sa labas. Watch out for those. Yan lang po muna, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo, for that opening statement. A few items that you mentioned, and the committee will take note of the items that you mentioned in your opening remarks. In fact, I was just conferring with the head of our Senate Tax Research Office. Indeed, part of our powers in the oversight is to request for the letter of authority from the BIR. And in fact, in the past, I was advised that the LOAs are being submitted to the committee as part of its oversight functions. So,
Meron na tayong LOA, Mr. Chair. Meron na tayong oversight committee para sa mga LOA.
meron tayong oversight committee here in the Senate. There are two, no? The one prescribed by the law is a joint oversight. However, I mentioned earlier that was not created because the House has not yet manifested their members. So we created our own here in the Senate, no? Motu proprio, through the Senate Committee Ways and Means. And because of its function as oversight, the BIR regularly submits to the committee a list of that LOA that you mentioned earlier. And the latest submission was when? Ah, okay. But in the past, they have submitted. So since you have manifested your request and desire for the BIR to submit a summary and a list of their LOA, we are instructing the BIR to submit to the committee a list of the letter of authority that were issued to date.
Mr. Chair, nabanggit nung, ang pangalan tong kasama natin?
Si head ho natin yan.
Sa head.
Oo, head ho natin yan. Ng
So,
STSRO.
meron ng mga sinabmit na LOA sa Senate. Nasaan yung mga LOA na yan? Can I see it? And then, I just need to look at it and then make a follow-up what happened to those LOAs. Kasi 9 out of 10, yung mga LOA na yon, na-areglo na.
I was advised, Senator Tulfo, that the submission is in line with the compliance to the oversight. But since the oversight has not yet been convened, so there's no submission. But in the past,
okay.
the past Senate, yung mga dating Senate, it's been traditionally being submitted. No? So ngayon, since you've requested for that submission, we're now directing the BIR to submit all the LOA. Anong gusto nyo? Last 5 years?
Yes.
Last 3 years?
In the last 3 years, and then dapat meron tayong assigned na group of people na para gumawa po ng thorough follow-up, ano nangyari sa mga LOA na yon, magkano kinita ng gobyerno kung meron man out of those LOAs, at kung wala, then dapat may makasuhan.
That's also what I asked the head of our STSRO, that the LOA, submission of the LOAs is one thing, the analysis is the most important. No? So we're also directing the STSRO to analyze the submission and to give us their analysis as well as recommendation, and also furnish a copy of that analysis to the members of this committee.
Madali naman, Mr. Chair, madali lang naman yun. Halimbawa, pinadalang LOA si ABC Company dahil meron siyang deficiency worth, say, para mas mapabilis tayo, 1 million. Then, sasabihin natin sa BIR, ano nangyari sa LOA ni ABC nung pinadala such and such date, ano ang naging result, magkano binayad niya para sa gobyerno. And I'm telling you, Mr. Chair, sa 1 million halimbawa, ang pumunta sa gobyerno, barya. Pero ang pumunta doon sa agency, people in that agency nagpadalang LOA, yun yung dambuhalang pera ang pumasok sa kanilang bulsa. Na short change yung ating gobyerno. Kaya nga sinasabi ko yung LOA na yan, Mr. Chair, it's about time i-monitor natin sa Senate. Dahil dyan nagkakapera ang maraming loko-loko at the expense of our government. Kawawa naman ating gobyerno. Lalo dito sa may ukay-ukay, Mr. Chair, not a single penny being paid. Not a single penny. Kumikita lang dito yung operator. And alam ng BIR, alam ng customs, andyan, nagkalat. Gala-gala kayo kahit sa lugar. Oo nga, kasi abot ka ng mga mahirap. Pero isipin din natin na namamatay din yung ating garment industry because they cannot compete. Itong mga ukay-ukay, napakamura. So itong mga local manufacturer ng RTWs, they can no longer compete. Some of them shut down even years ago. Ilan na kaya yung mga RTW factory locally na nag-shutdown dahil nga hindi kayo mag-compete sa ukay-ukay. Alam natin na meron dyan na illegal at hindi nagbabayad ng tax, and yet we allow them to proliferate. And we're not doing anything. There's a law. PD 2033, 1986, RA 4653, 1966. Merong pagkakakulong ito, 2.5 years eh. 2.5 years to 2 years, fine of 20,000 pesos. This was back in 1966 pa. Dapat ngayon, milyon at makulong pa ng ilang taon. Yun lang, Mr. Chair, we have to watch out those LOAs. And then, last na lamang, itong sa Caloocan, i-revisit natin yung pagbigay ng lisensya sa kanya. Mr. Chair, free na siya sa pag-import ng raw materials. And then, pagdating sa pag-export niya, binibigyan siya ng tax break sa corporate income tax niya. So, lilitaw, zero. Ano pang kinita ng gobyerno natin dito? Adding insult to injury, binibigyan din siya ng break as far as pagsisweldo sa mga manggagawa. Libre pumasok yung kanyang mga kargamento. At kapag inilabas yan, libre din siya sa tax. Anong kagaguhan itong nangyari sa ating bayan? Thank you, Mr. Chair.